Shalom. This week's Torah portion is Tavo or Tavo. Anyone is free to correct me on any of these pronunciations. I don't claim to know how everything is pronounced, but it does come from Deuteronomy 26:1 through Deuteronomy 29:8, or which I'm using the ISR Scriptures 2009 version, and the book is called Devarim. Devarim 26:1 through 29:8. I'll also be reading the Haftarah, which is Isaiah 60 this week. So I'll be doing them together on this one video. And let's just get into the Scriptures. And it shall be, when you come into the land which Yahovah your Elohim is giving you as an inheritance, and you possess it and dwell in it, that you shall take some of the first of all the fruits of the soil which you bring from your land that Yahovah your Elohim is giving you, and shall put it in a basket, and go to the place where Yahovah your Elohim chooses to make his name dwell there. And you shall come to the one who is priest in those days, and say to him, I shall declare today to Yahovah your Elohim that I have come to the land which Yahovah swore to our fathers to give us. And the priest shall take the basket from your hand and place it before the slaughter before the slaughter place of Yahovah your Elohim. And you shall answer and say before Yahovah your Elohim, my father was a perishing Aramean, and he went down to Mitzrayim and sojourned there with few men, and there he became a nation great, mighty, and numerous. But the Mitzrites did evil to us, and afflicted us, and imposed hard labor on us. Then we cried out to Yahovah Elohim of our fathers, and Yahovah heard our voice, and saw our affliction, and our toil, and our oppression. And Yahovah brought us out of Mitzrayim with a strong hand, and with an outstretched arm, with great fear, and with signs and wonders. And he brought us to this place, and has given us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And now, see, I have brought the first fruits of the land which you, O Yahovah, have given me. Then you shall place it before Yahovah your Elohim, and bow down before Yahovah your Elohim, and shall rejoice in all the good which Yahovah your Elohim has given you, and your house, you and the Levite and the stranger who is among you. When you have completed tithing all the tithe of your increase in the third year, which is the year of tithing, and have given it to the Levite, to the stranger, to the fatherless, and to the widow, and they have eaten within your gates, and have been satisfied, then you shall say before Yahovah your Elohim, I have put away the set-apart portion from my house, and also have given it to the Levite, and to the stranger, and to the fatherless, and to the widow, according to all your command which you have commanded me. I have not transgressed your commands, nor have I forgotten. I have not eaten of it when in mourning, nor have I removed any of it for any unclean use, nor given any of it for the dead. I have obeyed the voice of Yahovah my Elohim. I have done according to all that you have commanded me. Look from your set-apart dwelling place from the heavens, and bless your people Yisrael, and the land which you have given us, as you swore to our fathers, a land flowing with milk and honey. Today Yahovah your Elohim is commanding you to do these laws and right rulings, and you shall guard and do them with all your heart and with all your being. You have today caused Yahovah to proclaim to be your Elohim, and to walk in his ways, and guard his laws and his commands and his right rulings, and to obey his voice. And Yahovah has caused you to proclaim today to be his people, a treasured possession, as he has spoken to you, and to guard all his commands, so as to set you high above all nations which he has made, for a praise, and for a name, and for esteem, and for you to be a set-apart people to Yahovah your Elohim, as he has spoken. And Moshe, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people, saying, Guard all the commands which I am commanding you today. And it shall be on the day when you pass over the Jordan to the land which Yahovah your Elohim is giving you, that you shall set up for yourselves large stones and plaster them with plaster, and write on them all the words of this Torah. When you have passed over, that you go into the land which Yahovah your Elohim is giving you, a land flowing with milk and honey, as Yahovah Elohim of your fathers has spoken to you. And it shall be, when you have passed over the Jordan, that on Mount Ebal you shall set up these stones, which I command you today, and you shall plaster them with plaster, and build an slaughter place to Yahovah your Elohim, there a slaughter place of stones. Do not use an iron tool on them. Build the slaughter place of Yahovah your Elohim with complete stones, and you shall offer ascending offerings on it to Yahovah your Elohim, and shall slaughter peace offerings, and eat there, and rejoice before Yahovah your Elohim. And you shall write all the words of this Torah on the stones plainly and well. And Moshe and the priest and the Levites spoke to all Yisrael, saying, Be silent and hear, O Yisrael. This day you have become the people of Yahovah your Elohim, and you shall obey the voice of Yahovah your Elohim, and do his commands and his laws, which I command you today. And Moshe commanded the people of that day, saying, These are to stand on Mount Gerizim to bless the people. When you have passed over the Jordan, Shimon and Levi and Yehuda and Yisachar and Yosef and Benjamin, and these are to stand on Mount Ebal to curse Reuben, Gad, and Asher, and Zebulun, and Dan, and Naphtali. And the Levites shall speak with a loud voice, and say to all the men of Yisrael, Cursed is the man who makes a carved or molded image, an abomination to Yahovah, the work of the hands of the craftsman, and sets it up in secret. And all the people shall answer and say, Amen. Cursed is he who makes light of his father or his mother. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who moves his neighbor's boundary. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who misleads the blind in the way. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who twists the right ruling of the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his father's wife, because he has uncovered his father's bed. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with any beast. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his sister, the daughter of his father, or the daughter of his mother. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his mother-in-law. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who strikes his neighbor secretly. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who takes a bribe to strike an innocent being. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who does not establish the words of this Torah. And all the people shall say, Amen. And it shall be, if you diligently obey the voice of Yahovah your Elohim, to guard, to do all his commands, which I command you today, that Yahovah your Elohim shall set you high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the voice of Yahovah your Elohim. Blessed are you in the city, and blessed are you in the field. Blessed is the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your livestock, the increase of your cattle, and the offspring of your flocks. Blessed is your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed are you when you come in, and blessed are you when you go out. Yahovah causes your enemies who rise against you to be smitten before your face. They come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. Yahovah commands the blessing on you in your storehouses, and in all to which you set your hand, and shall bless you in the land which Yahovah your Elohim is giving you. Yahovah does establish you as a set-apart people to himself, as he has sworn to you, if you guard the commands of Yahovah your Elohim and walk in his ways. And all peoples of the earth shall see that the name of Yahovah is called upon you, and they shall be afraid of you. And Yahovah shall make you to have plenty of what is good in the fruit of your body, in the fruit of your livestock, and in the fruit of your ground, in the land of which Yahovah swore to your fathers to give you. Yahovah opens to you his good treasure, the heavens, to give the rain to your land in its season, and to bless all the work of your hand. And you shall lend to many nations, but you do not borrow. And Yahovah shall make you the head and not the tail, and you shall be only on top and not beneath, if you obey the commands of Yahovah your Elohim, which I command you today to guard and do. And do not turn aside from any of the words which I am commanding you today, right or left, to go after other mighty ones to serve them. And it shall be, if you do not obey the voice of Yahovah your Elohim to guard, to do all his commands and his laws, which I command you today, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. Cursed are you in the city, and cursed are you in the field. Cursed is your basket and your kneading bowl. Cursed is the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your land, the increase of your cattle, and the offspring of your flocks. Cursed are you when you come in, and cursed are you when you go out. Yahovah sends on you the curse, the confusion, and the rebuke in all that you set your hand to do, until you are destroyed, and until you perish quickly, because of the evil of your doings by which you have forsaken me. Yahovah makes the plague cling to you until he has consumed you from the land which you are going to possess. Yahovah strikes you with wasting disease, and with inflammation, and with burning, and with extreme heat, and with the sword, and with blight, and with mildew, and they shall pursue you until you perish. And your heavens, which are over your head, shall be bronze, and the earth which is under you iron. Yahovah makes the rain of your land powder and dust. From the heavens it comes down on you until you are destroyed. Yahovah causes you to be defeated before your enemies. You go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. And you shall become a horror to all the reigns of the earth, and your carcasses shall be food for all the birds of the heavens and the beasts of the earth, with no one to frighten them away. Yahovah shall strike you with the boils of Mitzrayim, with tumors, with the scab, and with the itch, from which you are unable to be healed. Yahovah shall strike you with madness and blindness and bewilderment of the heart, and you shall be groping at noon, as a blind man gropes in darkness, and not prosper in your ways. And you shall be only oppressed and plundered all the days, with no one to save you. You become engaged to a wife, but another man does lie with her. You build a house, but do not dwell in it. You plant a vineyard, but do not use its fruits. Your ox is slaughtered before your eyes, but you do not eat of it. Your donkey is violently taken from before you, and it is not given back to you. Your sheep are given to your enemies, with no one to save them. Your sons and your daughters are given to another people, and your eyes look and fail for them all day long, and your hand powerless. A people whom you have not known eat the fruit of your land and all your labors, and you shall be only oppressed and crushed all the days. And you shall be maddened because of the sight which your eyes see. Yahovah strikes you in the knees and on the legs with evil boils, of which you are unable to be healed, and from the sole of your foot to the top of your head. Yahovah brings you, and the sovereign whom you set over you, to a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known, and there you shall serve other mighty ones, wood and stone. Thus you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, a mockery among all the peoples to which Yahovah drives you. You take much seed out of the field, but gather little in, for the locust consumes it. You plant vineyards and shall labor, but you neither drink of the wine nor gather, for the worm eats it. You have olive trees in all your border, but do not anoint with oil, for your olives drop off. You bring forth sons and daughters, and they are not with you. They go into captivity. Locusts possess all your trees and the fruit of your ground. The sojourner who is among you rises higher and higher above you, but you come down lower and lower. He lends to you, but you do not lend to him. He is the head, and you are the tail. And all these curses shall come upon you, and they shall pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of Yahovah your Elohim, to guard his commands and his laws, which he commanded you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and a wonder, and on your seed forever, because you did not serve Yahovah your Elohim with joy and gladness of heart for all the plenty. And you shall serve your enemies whom Yahovah sends against you, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in need of all. And he shall put a yoke of iron on your neck until he has destroyed you. Yahovah shall bring a nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, a nation whose language you shall not understand, a fierce-looking nation, which shall show no regard for the elderly, nor show favor for the young. And they shall eat the fruit of your livestock and the fruit of your land until you are destroyed. They leave you no grain, nor new wine, nor oil, nor the increase of your cattle, or of the offspring of your flocks, until they have destroyed you. And they shall besiege you at all your gates, till your high and fenced walls, in which you are trusting, come down in all your land. And they shall besiege you at all your gates in all your land, which Yahovah your Elohim has given you. And you shall eat the fruit of your own body, the flesh of your sons and your daughters, whom Yahovah your Elohim has given you, in the siege and distress in which your enemies distress you. The man among you who is tender and who is very delicate, his eye is evil against his brother, against the wife of his bosom, and against the rest of his children whom he leaves, against giving any of them the flesh of his children that he eats, because it is all that has been left to him in the siege and distress with which your enemy distresses you in all your gates. The tender and the delicate woman among you, who has not tried to set the sole of her foot on the ground because of her delicateness and tenderness, her eye is evil against the husband of her bosom, and against her son, and against her daughter, and against her seed, which comes out from between her feet, and her children whom she bears, for she eats them in secret, for lack of all, in the siege and distress which your enemies distresses you in all your gates. If you do not guard to do all the words of this Torah that are written in this book, to fear this esteemed and awesome name, Yahovah your Elohim, then Yahovah shall bring upon you and your descendants extraordinary plagues, great and lasting plagues, and grievous and lasting sickness. And he shall bring back on you all the distresses of Mitzrayim, of which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this Torah, Yahovah brings upon you until you are destroyed. And you shall be left with few men, although you have become as numerous as the stars of the heavens, because you did not obey the voice of Yahovah your Elohim. And it shall be that as Yahovah rejoiced over you to do you good and increase you, So Yahovah does rejoice over you to destroy you and lay you waste. And you shall be plucked from off the land which you go to possess. And Yahovah shall scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other mighty ones, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. And among these nations you are to find no rest, nor have a resting place for your sole of your foot. But there Yahovah shall give you a trembling heart and failing eyes and sorrow of being, and your life shall be hanging in suspense before you, and you shall fear night and day, and not be certain of your life. In the morning you say, Oh, that it were evening. And at evening you say, Oh, that it were morning. Because of the fear of your heart with which you fear, and because of the sight which your eyes see. And Yahovah shall bring you back to Mitzrayim in ships by a way of which I said to you, You are never to see it again, and there you shall be sold to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one to buy. These are the words of the covenant which Yahovah commanded Moshe to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. And Moshe called all Israel and said to them, You yourselves saw all that Yahovah did before your eyes in the land of Mitzrayim to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land. Your eyes saw the great trials and the signs and those great wonders. But Yahovah has not given you a heart to know, and eyes to see, and ears to hear till this day. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your garments have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn out on your feet. You ate no bread and drank no wine nor strong drink, so that you might know that I am Yahovah, your Elohim. And when you came to this place, Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon, and Og, sovereign of Bashan, came out against us to battle, and we struck them, and took their land, and gave it as an inheritance to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to half the tribe of Manasseh. Now for the Haftarah, Isaiah 60. Again, reading from the ISR Scriptures 2009. And it's going to be the entire book of, the entire chapter of Isaiah 60. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the esteem of Yahovah has risen upon you. For look, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. But Yahovah arises over you, and his esteem is seen upon you. And the nations shall come to your light, and the sovereigns of the brightness of your rising. Lift up your eyes all around, and see, all of them have gathered. They have come to you. Your sons come from afar, and your daughters are supported on the side. Then you shall see and be bright, and your heart shall throb and swell, for the wealth of the sea is turned to you. The riches of the nations come to you. A stream of camels cover your land. The dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all those from Sheba come, bearing gold and incense and proclaiming the praises of Yahovah. All the flocks of Kedar are gathered to you. The rams of Nebaioth serve you. They come up for acceptance on my slaughter place, and I embellish my esteemed house. Who are these who fly like a cloud and like doves to their windows? Because the coastlands wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring your sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, to the name of Yahovah your Elohim, and to the set-apart one of Yisrael, because he has adorned you. And the sons of foreigners shall build your walls, and their sovereigns serve you. For in my wrath I have stricken you, but in my delight I shall have compassion on you. And your gates shall be opened continually. They are not shut day or night, to bring to you the wealth of the nations, and their sovereigns in procession. For the nation and the reign that do not serve you shall perish, and those nations shall be utterly laid waste. The esteem of Lebanon shall come to you, cypress, pine, and the box tree together, to embellish the place of my set apart place. And I shall make the place of my feet esteemed, and the sons of those who afflicted you come bowing to you, and all those who despised you shall bow themselves at the soles of your feet, and they shall call you city of Yahovah, Sion of the set apart one of Israel. Instead of you being forsaken and hated, so that no one passes through you, I shall make you an everlasting excellence, a joy of many generations. And you shall suck the milk of the nations, and shall suckle the breast of sovereigns. And you shall know that I, Yahovah, your Savior and your Redeemer, am the mighty one of Jacob. Instead of bronze I bring gold, and instead of iron I bring silver, and bronze instead of wood, and iron instead of stones. And I shall make your officers peace, and your magistrates righteousness. Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, neither wasting nor ruin within your borders. And you shall call your walls deliverance, and your gates praise. No longer is the sun of your light by day, nor does the moon. No longer is the sun your light by day, nor does the moon give light to you for brightness. But Yahovah shall be to you an everlasting light, and your Elohim your comeliness. No longer does your sun go down, nor your moon withdraw itself, for Yahovah shall be your everlasting light, and the days of your mourning shall be ended, and your people, all of them righteous, shall inherit the earth forever, and a branch of my planting, a work of my hands to be adorned. The little shall become 1,000, and the small one a strong nation. I, Yahovah, shall hasten it in its time.